Hey everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to Shelb's Crafty VIP. I hope you're ready for the tutorial today. It's going to be awesome. We're going to make a Halloween teardrop swag. This is going with a custom order that I have for a 20-foot double door garland and 2 swags. So I'm only going to make one for the tutorial, but you're going to see when I'm done that I'm making 2 swags for double doors and they're going to mirror each other. I try to do them at the same time because you want to place the items corresponding. So I'm apologizing in advance because my people are home today, so you might hear some background stuff. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start off with a 32-inch teardrop swag that came from Pottery. This is one of the ones I was explaining the other day in my live that I don't like, but I'm working with it because it was cheap and I already have it. So these have long ties on them. That does not make good for holding mesh. So we're about together we are going to trim this thing down. So first, it doesn't come with a hanger. Most of them usually do. This one doesn't. So we're going to make our own hanger, but this is going to have enough stuff on it that it's not going to matter. You're not going to see it. But you don't want it big because it's already big. It's already going to hang down. So we're just going to make a small little hanger. And I'm doing it in green because green's going to be part of it. So it's not going to, you know, stick out like red would. So I just put that pipe cleaner on there. I made a little loop and now we have our hanger. So now I might have to scoot y'all back so y'all can see what I'm doing since it's so big. I'm gonna try not to be so shaded also. Turn this light up a little bit. Hopefully y'all can see that really well. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our wire cutters. We're going to clip that tag off first. And we're going to spread this out. We're just going to get it good and fluffed. That way we can see what we're working with on these ties. And that is shaded. Gosh, one of these days I'm going to get this angle right. Hang on just a second, guys. I'm going to move this light. We're going to see if this works better. Okay, I feel like that's definitely a little bit better. All right, yeah, that's definitely better. I hope that comes through. I think it's definitely brighter. It's where you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we got it fluffed out. Now we're gonna go through, and this does not have to be pretty because it's gonna be completely covered up. So it just doesn't have to be perfect. But what we're wanting is to make these ties shorter so we can wrap our mesh in there. So this one's about 12 inches and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna cut it at about 7 or 8. And I'm just gonna do this quickly because I don't wanna waste time on it, but I'm gonna go through and just snip these off. Now I wanna say that this swag only cost me about $4. That's why I was trying to buy them because it was so much cheaper than, you know, all the other places that you can buy them, like the Wreath shop and the Craft Outlet. But with Sims, you do have to have a wholesale license or a tax ID. That way you can buy wholesale from them. Now you want to keep your teardrop form, so still make sure you're keeping those long enough on the top to bring it down. And I might have even got those a little too short on the top, but it's okay. We can work with it. Because we want to keep that teardrop form. Now this seems annoying, but it's not that bad. You're going to have all of 5 minutes in it. So it's going to be fine. See, those are pretty short, so I'm going to leave those. That one's a little bit long. This is a really bad haircut. I'm gonna go ahead and make those a little longer on this side, since I think I messed up on the other side. But I mean, the longer they are, the realistically, you got to get your mesh in there to your spine so it doesn't fall out. So I think swags from the Wreath Shop and Craft Outlet are running like $10 to $15. So we have about $4 in this one and 5 minutes worth of fixing it. So I think that's pretty good. So now we're gonna start putting on our mesh. I didn't cut it beforehand, I should have. But we're still in the same month in this group, so if you've been in this group, then you know how we cut mesh. And probably once a month I'll go through and do a tutorial where I'll actually watch me cut it. But you can go back in other tutorials. But basically all I do is sit the roll on my table, hold my arm out, and trim. And I'm just going to cut a few pieces really quick, and we're just going to start sticking it on. Swags are pretty quick to do. You don't have to fill them up all the way. So I'm just going to cut a few of each color, and we're going to start adding. And I'm using black, orange, purple, and green. And all of this mesh came from Ellis Home and Garden, because that store is local to me. But I know the Wreath Shop has mesh, Craft Outlet has mesh. The orange came from Ellis also. And it's just value mesh. So it's not, I don't buy fancy mesh, but I also don't buy the really cheap. I like to have that metallic in there. So don't get the Deco poly mesh because it feels like plastic and it's hard to work with and it frays really bad. This mesh used to run about $3.95 a roll. Now with all the surcharges on the shipping and everything on the containers, it's running about $5 a roll. $4.95 to $5. Okay, so I'm going to start with a purple up top. Again, we just put it against us, let it roll in naturally, and then we ruffle it. And then we have a nice little cruffle just like that. We're going to start up here at the top. Just going to place it in, and we're going to twist our pine ties. And there's no rhyme or reason on how I'm adding my mesh, other than I'm not trying to put a bunch of colors together. So I'm probably going to go black, and then purple, green, and orange. And these are going on 2 really large double doors. So I'm going to try to get it as full as possible. And since I'm doing that, mesh is an inexpensive filler. And so you can make it really full looking without having to add a ton of expensive florals and picks and stems. So that's why we're filling our base up with mesh. And as we're doing that, we're going to try to widen it and lengthen it. I hope everybody's having a great week so far. It's been a crazy day. I planned on having this posted this morning, but I didn't realize, well, for one, that I was out of black mesh. So first thing this morning, I had to run to Longview to get mesh. I was out of black mesh. I had all the other colors. I needed black. And so I did that, and I came home, and I started getting everything ready. And then I get a call from the school nurse that my son rammed his head, apparently, into the metal part of the gym door, which then caused an enormous bump on the left side of his forehead. So I go up there, take some medicine up to him, because he said he wanted to come home. I took some medicine up there. I talked him into staying so he didn't miss recess, and they get out early today anyway because it's homecoming and there's a parade. And so I'm trying to get this tutorial to you guys today so y'all can have one for the weekend and also get it done in time to go to the parade. So that's how my Friday's going. Friday is my most favorite day of the week, but it always seems to be the busiest. All right, so I'm going to come down here and we're going to put this last one on. And then we're going to try to curl our way around this side. And we're going to try to not put the two colors together. So we're going to start alternating here. So I'm probably going to go ahead and throw in a purple. And then work my way up. So I'm changing my color pattern. But that way I don't have, that way it just doesn't look so monotonous, I guess you could say. Purple, and we'll go ahead with orange. And then we'll do green, and then we'll do black. And swags to me look like a hot mess. Like when you first start on them and you got your mesh put on there and everything like that, there's just not a lot of pretty to them. It just is what it is. Because your mesh is going all over the place. Okay, I need to cut a few more. I try not to cut extra mesh, that way I don't have it just laying all over the house, but I do keep a box laying around, and so all my extra mesh is combined into this one box, and so I go digging through it for scraps randomly. It's my random mystery mesh box. Just never know. You never know when you might need that one curl that you don't have. I still don't like the way this light looks on this video. I'm never gonna get it right, y'all. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're just growing together. We're building this together. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be great. I just want y'all to feel like y'all can see. Okay, where am I at? Purple. Okay, we'll do green. And then as you're working this swag too, if you find some dark places or places that need it, we can always just throw in another curl. Mesh is, to me, so easy to work with. A lot of people don't work with it because they don't like it. They feel like it's hard, they struggle with it. I think they just make it harder than how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be that hard. That tie is really long, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in an orange in that same tie that I just used to tie the black. And that's just going to widen that out a little bit. And I think I'm going to throw another orange right here, so it's a little bit of a dark spot. And this orange is, I don't understand. Ellis doesn't usually sell this. It's more of like a Hobby Lobby feel. So it's thin, whereas these other meshes are a little bit thicker, a little bit better quality. Same price. I hate that this year. There we go. Okay, got our base good and stuffed. So now we're gonna build us a big old juicy bow to go on it. This one's gonna go, which I know I'm backwards for you guys, but this one's gonna go on the top left and my other one's gonna go on the top right. That way they can mirror each other. So so what we're doing on our bow is the same bows that I'm using in the garland. That way they match. And these also came from Ellis. And it's so much glitter. So much glitter. So we're just gonna tie a simple hand bow. And I'm gonna move y'all down so y'all can watch. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my bottom. Just gonna run it out. You'll see all my supplies. Don't tell. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, if I have a long enough piece left on this roll, which I do, is we're gonna leave a nice long tail because we're gonna run that down the edge. And so I'm gonna pinch it, leave that long tail, and I'm just gonna loop it. And I'm making pretty good size loops. I got one loop. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna turn my hand over, and I'm gonna make that other loop. That way there's no pinching or twisting. And I got this big old bow. Okay, so our long tail and our big bow. And then I'm just gonna come on top of it with our other two ribbons. I'm gonna lay it over. I'm gonna pinch it and twist it and make a loop. Like, we want pretty good size loops on this thing. I'm gonna pinch it and I'm gonna twist again and make another loop. And I'm gonna cut this one off. I'm not gonna leave this trailing. I'm only gonna do that one ribbon trailing, and then we're probably gonna make some additional tails with it. Same for this one. Tail, pinch, twist, pinch, twist. And I should have brought, I should have brought another ribbon to use as my button. So I really like to use a button when I'm making wreaths. I don't know if I have one in here. I don't know what happened to my black one. It was in my little shelf. Oh well, that's okay. Actually, I have this orange. Super cute. Yeah, we're gonna make a button with this. And we're just gonna pinch and twist and loop. And that's all we're using this ribbon for. It's just this little center button. Okay, now I'm gonna take a green pop cleaner. That way it, you know, mostly matches. It's not gonna stand out. Hold it against me and just pull it as tight as I can. Just be careful. You might want to double up your pop cleaner sometimes, because sometimes if you're pulling them really tight, they'll snap. I told them to be quiet, but apparently they don't know how. Okay, let's move back up here. Start working on our swag. All right, let's get our bow attached, and then we're going to start working around it. That's a big old juicy one. Oh my gosh. Look at that. You can't even see the swag. I love it. Her doors are huge. So, you know, you gotta, if you can kind of know your customer and know what you're, you know, supposed to be doing with it, it helps. Sorry guys, you're gonna stare at the back of my head for a second. So I need to get in here and tie this off. Oh, well, I lost it. Let's try it again. I like making swags. For one, they seem to go faster. You can fill them up more, and they just draw the eye in because of their shape. So swags are definitely one of my favorites to make. Spread these out, and that is a huge, juicy-licious bow. I'm gonna pull this button out a little bit. Now, if your ribbons can move inside your pipe cleaner, that's probably not the best thing, but, you know, I'm going to pull pretty hard on it, so it'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, I'm going to tilt it a little bit. Whew, it's a lot of ribbon. Okay, we're going to take this, we're going to trail it down. So we're just going to kind of make it pretty. Use our hand. Gather it up. And we don't want it straight down like that. You don't want it flat. So make sure you poof it. Let's see if I can find a long enough tie in here to work with. And I'm not feeling like I can. Not one that I trust. And so I might have to, oh, here we go. If you don't have one, you can always just, you know, wrap a pipe cleaner around it. We're gonna put a little glue too. That tie won't go nowhere. Okay, now let's trim this off. Get these dovetails so we can actually see what we're really working with here, bow-wise. We're going to trim these pretty short because we don't want them in our way of all our decorations that we're putting on. Perfect. Now we can actually see our swag again, but look at that. Oh, that is a gaudy, juicy, beautiful bow. Okay, I know I'm gonna want some tails at the bottom to carry that down. So let's see. Where'd my big old ribbon go? I think it might have fell off my table. Let me see. You know, I'm sorry, I'm a cluster today. I feel like one. I really thought I had my life together this morning. I guess I didn't. Okay, so I just have this extra ribbon that was left off a roll. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna take a couple of my other ribbons. And we're gonna make some flowy, cute tails coming out of the bottom. And these are just pieces too, that's why they're all different lengths. And so I'm just gonna gather them up, and I want one side short and I want one side flowing. So we're gonna go in here. Actually, this is really thick. So we're gonna get a short piece of pipe cleaner, wrap it around. I call them pipe cleaners. I don't know, y'all might call them chenille stems. We're gonna wrap it around and tie it in, because that's some thick ribbon with those three together, and I don't want it going anywhere. And this is going to help lengthen our piece too. So we're getting some artificial length out of it as well. That pipe cleaner wasn't quite long enough. It's okay. We'll use another one. Because I don't want this hanging on my customer's door and then just falling off. That's bad for business. Yeah. Okay. Something we can actually work with here. In case I haven't told y'all, thank you for joining me. I appreciate that you're here, and I hope you have fun. I hope you love the goofiness that comes with my videos and tutorials and my cluster, because I hope this really speaks to you that this is real life. This is my real life. I have 20 open orders for fall right now. 20. Business is good. I worked my butt off to get there. So you would think with that, I wouldn't be this much of a cluster or this goofy, but here I am. Killing it. It is what it is, y'all. This is real life. I got my whole family in there talking too loud when I told them I was doing a tutorial. It's fine. We're going to save that piece because that's still a good length tail. All right. Got some fake length going on there. Lengthen this baby out. Perfect other piece. We're going to squeeze that. We're going to come right in here to this side. add it. This is just a random place. I might have to move it, you never know. But I got the bow here, a tail here, I got tails here, and I need something over here. Normally, with other ribbon, I would probably place it here, but since that bow is so big, it doesn't need it up there. And so again, I'm gonna leave this piece a little longer and this piece a little shorter. We're continuing to carry on that teardrop form. We want to keep that going. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these other two ribbons and come up top. And make a couple of more tails. And I don't measure anything, which probably makes that hard for y'all. I just eyeball it though. That's probably about a foot. And I just pinch them both in the middle. Bring them up top. Use some ties that I find and wrap it in. When I first started out, I always felt like every little piece had to be perfect. Like I thought tying it in with a tie like that was gonna somehow be noticed. It's not. Make sure your materials are in good enough to where they're not gonna fall off. And just place it. Don't focus on the small stuff. All right, so we got some extra little tails there. We have our tails here. And so I think that's probably enough ribbon for right now. Excuse me. Until we'll start adding stuff and see if we need to add anything else. Okay, so I know that the main component of this piece is gonna be these eyeballs. Y'all might have seen me work with these on my business page. These are plush eyeballs. I couldn't find any more ornaments like my first garland, so I bought these from Oriental Trading. They come in a 12 pack and they're very inexpensive and super, super cute. So they have some little tags and we're gonna cut some of those off. And since I know these are my main component, even though they're smaller than a lot of these other components I have in here, I'm gonna place them first and work everything else out around them. And we might not use all four because I have 4 different colors. We might only use 2 or 3. So I'm probably going to come here. We're going to might do one there. We'll go here, somewhere in there. If I can just hold it so I can get an idea of where I want these. And we'll go here. We might do one more here. I think that's what we're going to do. So we will use all 4. And so see, we get to this part a lot quicker on a swag than when we're building out a wreath. Usually it seems like it takes forever to get to the stuffing part because we're doing our mesh and we're adding all of our ribbons. I'll fix that ribbon after that dries really good. All right, we'll do blue generously. If you're new to the group, I use Gorilla Hot Glue for everything. Always Gorilla Glue. It is the very best. And I'm spreading this mesh out a little bit so I can really get those glued to that pine base. That way it has a solid, something solid to hang on to. And these are just gonna, oh my gosh, this is gonna straight pop off of her door. These eyeballs really make it stand out. I'll place our last one down here. And I just went kind of in a zigzag, still keeping that center line of the swag. That way you're not looking lopsided. All right, those should probably be in pretty good. Okay, I brought some ornaments too that are going on the garland. I don't know if we're gonna add them because we have so much stuff and these are enormous. But we might work these in somewhere. I don't know. I got that one. The black and white ones are way too big. We might need to start adding the rest of this stuff first before we add these. Because I know I want to add these lollipops. How cute are these? I got these from the Ribbons to Bows gals. They were selling them. I want to say Craft Outlet was selling them, but I think they went out of stock so fast and made your head spin. So I'm going to trim these sticks down, but I'm still going to give myself a good enough length to stick them down into the swag. We're probably going to take one up top. Yes, perfect, perfect, perfect. And we'll probably bring one down this direction. I don't know, I don't necessarily want them going end to end. I was kind of wanting them to go like this. That looks a little more playful, a little less monotonous. Again, you don't want to go in with your designs and just, you don't want them to be predictable. So you don't want to like, this needs to go here and here. Now I got another one here and here. You don't want it to be super, super predictable. And you know, I might come in and place a third one down here later. I didn't bring one with me to the table, but I might end up doing that. So you might see that on the picture later. Just know if I did, all I did was stick it up in there and it's down there. But I really, really like this placemat. And we're just gonna pull it out just a little bit, squirt some glue in there and push it back down. Okay, now we're gonna place some of this grass because this is gonna be part of the base too. So we're gonna go ahead and place it so that all the other components we put in there will be on top of it. And this won't get in the way. This is really part of the base. This came from Hobby Lobby in the regular floral section. That's 50% off every other week. And these are pushers too. So I'm gonna push a lot of these up to the top. I'm only going to use a few. So you get 2 or 3 projects out of this whole bush. So it's pretty inexpensive also. And this just adds a little bit of the Halloween character to it. Okay, so I know I'm going to come down here. And it's just another component to add that length. Well, get it up under that bow. Spread it out a little bit so it's not looking too fake. We're gonna do a dry run, so we're just gonna place a few of these and then we'll come back and adjust. There we go. Not too much, but just enough. These little pieces remind me of the, I haven't, you know, as bad as I hate to say this, I haven't seen Hocus Pocus in forever, but it reminds me of the guy that comes out of his grave, the little zombie guy that doesn't speak with his mouth closed. It reminds me of his hair or something. I don't know. I just always think of him when I'm using these little pieces. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to come in and add some eyeball sprays. These also came from Ellis, $10.99, and they were 40% off. And they're huge. They're really, really big, so I like those. That's going to add a lot of character. And so I'm going to split it in half. because this one doesn't necessarily have a lot of division areas. It kind of just has two, if you really look at it. So I think we can get away with splitting it like that. And this will probably go up here too, behind this tail, kind of up top. So now we're extending out our top. Now this purple one is getting covered up. I wonder if it can roll out. Oh yeah, there we go. If it didn't, then it was a waste of money sitting in there. We were gonna snip it off and put it somewhere else. I think those are cute because they're fat. They're chunky little pieces. Oh, y'all can't even see it. There you go. Fat little pieces. We'll take these other two that we snipped off and we'll bring those out somewhere. I might separate these actually. That's going by some green mesh. I'm going to stick the orange one in here. Yeah, we'll have it coming out like that. And I want it to stand up a little bit, so there's a little tie right here. And I'm just going to kind of bend it around it. That way it holds its shape a little bit better. All right, so there's that piece. And then we'll take this green one. We'll come along here. And stick it out there. Just like that. And we'll take, I don't know if I want to do one more right here because I'm really thinking I'm going to put that third lollipop there. So I'm going to leave that open for right now. And we're going to come in with another spray that looks similar to those, but they're just some glitter and they're black. So it'll be another good little accent in there. Just adding some more whimsical pieces. Some little fillers. And we can bring these in and kind of lay them down like they're coming out of the swag. Give it some added dimension. Like little creepy fingers. I think I might do one up here. To give it... Gosh. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to clear my throat constantly. You'll have to listen to that. I thought that would fit in there. That's just too much. I need to just give up on those. Those are not fitting in this swag. One more. And we're just going to carry that down just like that. I like the way that looks. I think that's looking really, really great. I said I'm going to give up, but there is just some empty holes that I need to put some stuff in. So I have some of these black and white pumpkins. These came from the at-home store. We might add a couple of these. Got some cute little fillers. Yes, that's what it needed. Didn't need those big old ornaments. Needed some pumpkins. That might come down here. Oh, that one's not glued in very good. I'm just going to do that one pumpkin, and I'm going to put this on the other one. I also have a couple of filler flowers. They might come through. At least this purple one. I think that purple one is really cute. I need to get some more. Those came from Hobby Lobby too. Get this fixed back up so we can see what we're looking at here. How we're looking, how are we sitting. It's a cute little piece right there. Oh, I also have these. These are some length pieces too, and these can bend and go around the edges. These can shape however you want them, and we're going to use these to frame a little bit of the edges, just for some fun, just for some another added little texture. But it can fall down too, so make sure it's in there good. You don't want it spinning down on you. Okay, so that one's good like that. And we're going to take this one and we're going to frame it down this other side. We're going to start up under this ribbon because that's a blank spot that I'm seeing. Going a little higher. It's mainly going right where I tied it off at. So right there at that crease, it's going to come out from there and frame its way down just like that. And then we're going to take that third one and we're going to finish framing it down here because that really added some dimension to it. I'm going to start here behind this tail and go ahead and put a little bit of glue. Oh, my glue's getting stringy. There we go. That's just another little framed piece. Just some more dimension that we have going on right there. Okay, awesome. It's looking really, really good. And so now I know what I was forgetting. And that was this fuzzy little guy. These came from Amazon. And it was a pack of like 8. And they came with those. One of these enormous ones. This one's going on her garland around her door because it's such a big garland. So yeah, it's a 20-footer. And so that's going to go on there. And so we're adding little spider accents to the swags. And their legs are so bendy and they're fuzzy and cute because I don't like creepy spiders. Now the eyes are a little creepy. That's okay. All right. So we got to figure out, I should have put this little guy in earlier. But that's okay because we can make him work. I think he's going to pop out just like that. Now, I'm not gluing this down yet, and see, this one's going to keep falling, and that's not okay. That's what it's going to do on her door. I'll try that. Okay, so I'm not gluing him down yet because I'm going to shoot her a picture and send it to her and see what she thinks. I really like it like that because he's coming out on top of that eyeball. I think that's really cute. But I just want to make sure that she does before I glue it down since it is a custom order. So the only other thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to throw in one more lollipop down here at the bottom, and this is done. So I hope y'all saw how easy this was. Even as clustered up as I was, 45 minutes, and that was me moving everything around. So it doesn't have to be difficult. You need components. You need to have a main theme. You need to have your main pieces. You need your components to go around it, or else it's going to look really bare. You're going to see a lot of mesh. But make sure you buy stuff that you can break up. Even the little pieces, like these little grass pieces, they add so much dimension to your project. So as always, send me questions, send me pictures, whatever you need. I'm here to help you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I promise you guys, I truly, truly appreciate it. So I hope you guys love this tutorial. I can't wait to see y'all Monday. On Monday, I'll probably do our next one. I try to do Monday or Tuesday and then on Fridays. And you never know, I might pop on this weekend and make something. So we'll see. See you later, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye.